by Steve Gardner. Here I am, hemming and hawing, whining and complaining about Chapman having a difficulty last night, and meanwhile the Yankees have won 11 in a row, and his poor Baltimore Orioles have dropped, 19. Like the last thing he wanted to hear was me complain because Chapman can't have a 1-2-3 inning. All right, you're right. I got you. I had to rely on Peralta last night, retiring Freeman with the bases loaded. Yeah, the whole Pete Rose thing and the gambling thing is it is fascinating because I ultimately believe I was such a put Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame. I was against it. I was against it for so many years. Always. I was just like, no. There was one thing you can't do. That's bet on the games. And I constantly just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with people and writers for years. I remember Richard Justice came on the air. I hung up on him. I've gone back and forth with Ravitch. I've gone back and forth, Buster Olney, Steve Gardner, respected guys, Bob Nightingale. And now the more I think about it and the more I thought about it over the last several years, look, the way everything is going on right now when it comes to gambling and sports betting and sports gambling, I just don't see, to me, there's no reason to just keep this going on. The lifetime ban. How much longer are you going to keep doing this? He's not eligible for the Hall of Fame. And you have to look at his impact on the game. With several franchises, the Reds and the Phillies. His impact he had on that 1980 team that carries them, helped them capture that franchise's first World Series title, and 6 over the Royals. And I had this conversation all the time with my father, and he'd be like, you're beating that drum, man. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. All right, yeah, he bet on games. Okay, there's been worse. The issue that I always had at the time with Pete Rose was ultimately when they started to dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. Okay? What they found out is that he had bet on baseball. And he turned around at the time when he was interviewed by Peter Ueberroth and also at the time National League President Bart Giamatti. He constantly lied. And by the way, you know who Bart Giamatti's son is. It's Paul Giamatti. But anyway, great actor. But Rose denied the allegations. And by this time, baseball already said, that's it. When Giamatti succeeded Ueberroth, that was all she wrote. I mean, it was 3 days later. After the Dowd report, boom, see ya. And he did so many interviews, and he still never owned up. And that's where the question, did you bet or? Did you bet for? Did you bet against? He tried to get, the reinstatement in 92. Then he had a tax evasion as well in the early 90s. And then we started to talk about 91, 92, the Hall of Fame eligibility. And then finally he, quote unquote, comes clean 25 years later. 2004. Finally admits it. Should have came clean prior to that. 452.